Okay. How long had June had a stomachache?
He had a little stomachache for a couple of days.
Okay. Who did June go to see yesterday and today?
He went to the school nurse yesterday.
When June had a stomachache, can he study well in class?
No,
수업 시간에?
no.
Who was sitting next to June?
G1,
Jiwon. Why was Jiwon laughing?
because Mr. Song and June.
Okay, she was laughing at June and Mr. Song. When June burst out laughing,
The pain in his stomach and disappeared.
right, his stomachache disappeared. Okay. And have you ever had a stomachache in class? At school?
No.
Uh-huh. What's happening in a few days?
Sports day in a few days.
Mm-hmm. Why did Jiwon feel lucky?
Because she hadn't done his homework.
Mm-hmm. Her homework. Okay. And volunteers 하면 어떻게 된다고?
숙제 검사를
숙제 검사 안 할 거니. 그러니까 so volunteers were exempt. Exempt from homework checks. How did Jiwon feel when she went outside? How did Jiwon feel when she went outside?
in high spirit.
Right, she was in high spirits. And what was the job of the volunteers?
Our job as volunteers was to just hold the pulse of street.
What game did the first graders play?
The game began at the signal the little first graders ran yelling toward the pulse. They stood under each basket and began throwing balls into them.
Right. Were all of the balls going into the basket?
Some balls went in and some missed.
What happened to Jiwon during the game?
Many of the balls fell she had
On her?
on her head.
Right. Why did Mina complain about the volunteer work?
One of because she got hit all over.
Right, she had got it all over. And what does Jiwon hope?
She hoped her get.
She hopes that she get.
She hopes she get another chance to volunteer.
Right. Where did Sumi play after jumping rope?
정구진.
Junggu Gym. And what did Bongsu call Sumi?
There's a hippo, Sumi the hippo. Catch her, don't let her escape.
Although Sumi was upset, what did Sumi think the boys wanted?
Realize something. They are not poking fun at me.
And what did she think the boys wanted?
They just want to play with Sumi.
Okay, did Sumi play along?
Yes.
And what did the boys do when Sumi pretended to fly away? What did the boys do?
Fly, super hippo, fly.
So what did the boys do when Sumi pretended to fly away?
The boys shouted truthful. 아니 잠깐만. 총
어떻게 했어? 수미가 나는 척 하니까?
총을 쏘는 척하면서 수미를 따라갔어.
그렇지, they. 그러니까 어떻게 한 거야? they 따라갔으니까.
They boys yelling and chasing after Sumi.
Right, they chased after her. And how would you feel if you were Sumi? What would you do?
남자들을 한 대씩 때려야겠죠.
근데 시켜줄 거야? What urge did Bongsu suddenly have? To have?
He had an urge to have a deep sleep.
Right. Did Bongsu stand up then?
Rolling.
Okay, he started rolling like a log. What did Bongsu feel like doing after he stopped rolling? And then what did you do? 그다음 뭐 한 거야?
기었어요.
그러니까 어떻게 한 거야? He felt like
Lingering.
crawling. And what did Theo shout?
Are you crazy, 봉수?
What do you do after lunch?
Dodgeball.
Huh?
I play.
Okay, do you do dodgeball with your friends
Yes.
at school?
Yes.
Okay, very nice.
Hearing hand. Wednesday, April 28th. Rainy in the morning. I brought a little stomach for a couple of days. I haven't been able to concentrate well in class. I went to the school nurse yesterday. My stomach began to hurt so much again today, so I went to the nurse again after asking Mr. Song. It's hard to explain, but strangely enough, my stomach didn't hurt at recess. As soon as lessons began, it started to hurt. Is it because I don't like lessons? We had an art lesson today, but I didn't draw anything. I wasn't in the mood for drawing because of my stomach. I drew
Stomachache.
I looked through a book of fairy tales instead. Mr. Song caught me. He asked, "What's wrong?" "I'm sick," I answered. Then he suddenly rubbed my tummy and said, "My hands here, sir. My hand here, sir." Jiwon was sitting next to me and she laughed. "Hey, what's so funny?" I demanded. "You make me laugh." "Who? Me?" "Yeah, both you and Mr. Song." The three of us, Mr. Song, Jiwon, and me, burst out laughing. The pain in my stomach had disappeared. How amazing. Volunteering. Monday, May 3, cloudy. It will be school sports day in a few days. Preparing for it are underway. Mr. Song asked for volunteers. I quickly raised my hand. Mr. Song chose me and three other children. I felt lucky to be chosen because I hadn't done my homework. As a volunteer, I would be exempt from homework checks. In high speed, I went outside. The first graders were in the middle of the playground. They were getting ready for a game, throwing small balls into a basket. There were two baskets, which was at the top of a long pole. Many of the small balls had thrown around the poles. Our job as volunteers was to just hold the poles up straight. The game began at the signal. The little first graders ran yelling toward the poles. They stood under each basket and began throwing balls into them. Some balls went in and some missed. Many of the balls fell on my head, but I held the pole all right until the game was over. It was a hard job, but I liked it. One of the other volunteers, Mina, complained, "I got it all over." Some same here, but I feel good. I hope I get another chance to volunteer. I'm a hippo. Friday, May 7, windy. We had PE class. We are jumped rope. After that, we were allowed to exercise the way we wanted to. I was playing on the jungle gym when a group of boys ran over. Bongsu, who's really mean, shouted loudly, "There's a hippo! Sumi the hippo! Catch her! Don't let her escape." He planted to shoot at me. Bang, bang, bang. Other boys joined in. I'm a little chubby, so some of my classmates often make fun of me. Fly, Super Hippo, fly. I was getting mad, but then I realized something. They are not poking fun at me. They just want to play with me. I thought to myself, so I cried out, right, you're right, I'm a hippo. The boy shouted cheerfully, wow, the hippo speaks. Catch up, bang, bang, bang. Yeah, I'm a fly hippo. I ran away, making a bird by flapping my arms. The boys were yelling and chasing after me. I had a great time. Sometimes people poke fun at us because they like us. Rolling around on the playground, Tuesday, May 11, bright and clear. I went out to the playground after lunch and played an exciting game of soccer with my friends. When I was dribbling the ball, I was tackled and fell down. I lay face down. I felt the heat of the bright spring sunlight on my back. The ground felt warm on my belly. I felt as if I were lying on a soft and comfortable quiet. I had an urge to have a deep sleep, and then suddenly I felt like rolling around on the ground. So I kept on rolling around like a log. The other kids happily laughed. One of them shouted, "Are you crazy, Bongsu?" I started rolling. Then I felt like crying, so I did wriggling my way a short distance. Theo shouted, "Look at him. He's wiggling now like a worm." All of a sudden, I picked myself up. Then I felt like flying like a butterfly, so I flapped my arms. Theo yelled again, "Look at him. He's trying to fly this time." One of the kids came up to me and asked, "What's the matter with you? What are you doing?" "Well, I just felt like a mum. I sometimes do strange things." "Why?" "Because it's fun."